Good morning, this is Sarah, your healthy carnivore in the UK. My voice is a bit better today. I did do some fasting yesterday in the hope to speed up the healing. It seems to have worked. Also, let's just start it properly. Day 91. Day 91. Very happy, very committed. I have got a few different things to say today, and one of them is the fact that I did do some fasting yesterday. Not for weight loss, not at all. I believe in healing the body through nourishing it rather than starving it myself personally. But I just had this viral type detox thing. I talked yesterday why I thought I had these detox symptoms, and several of you have commented to say it probably is what you've said it is, but we don't need to go into any further, right? We're having rain all day today, so my hair's been completely abandoned. My hair's not getting involved in the day, and I know that if I want my hair to look beautiful in a year's time, I need to put the work in now, just like the rest of my body. All of my decisions are based on looking great on my 50th birthday. I don't have to look nice today. I don't need to wear makeup or do anything with my hair. I just need to keep doing my daily vlog, keep eating my daily meat, and keep chatting to you guys, and I'll be successful. As a result of doing, though, a 24-hour fast, which included a little bit of dry fasting in the middle, I didn't drink anything yesterday between 7:30 and 4:30 because I wanted to just give my body a rest and a chance to get on with other bits of healing in the body. So I did get on the scales this morning and I had lost 2.5 pounds, but I'm not expecting that to stay off. I know it's fasting weight. The chances of that actually staying there and being significant and staying off. But it's important that I tell you, it's important that I say, okay, had a 2.5 pound loss this week. It was because I had a 24-hour fast yesterday to try and detox my body from whatever invaders it's got going on in my body. So that's me just being completely truthful on that. Next bit of news is that I'm looking for feedback on my next bit of news, and that is that my 18-year-old son is, let's say we think he might have some symptoms of a bit of blood sugar dysregulation going on. He's young, but as we know, things like this are happening younger now. The diets have been bad for a long time. Things like seed oils and hyper-processed foods are available a lot younger now. And my 18-year-old is now suffering with something that I was suffering with, that I suffer with when I eat mixed diet, and that is not sleeping properly in the night, waking up for a couple of hours, being tired in the day. He's also got acne, which various different influencers have said to me that could be a sign of hyperinsulinemia, if that's how you pronounce it. I really apologize if I've pronounced it wrong, but I think you know what I mean. We're worried that he may be, I'm worried. The husband is in denial because he also, I believe, has a similar problem, but he's in denial at the moment. But he's a very, very grown man. He can make his own choices. My eldest son has done keto before and he enjoyed it, and he enjoyed the lean buff feeling he got from it. It was a couple of years ago. And he's saying he'd like to check his blood sugars in the day and see where he's at. I think he's a seriously mature young man. Very mature. I said to him, you know, if you do keto for a bit, you won't be able to go out for a beer with your mates. And he's like, my health's more important. If there's something wrong with me, I want to know and I want to fix it. It doesn't matter about going out with my mates. I want to be healthy. I was like, wow, you have matured early, young man. You're going to do well. So I said I'd support him in that. If you saw my ketone and my blood sugar read, my voice is already going. I do feel a lot better today, even if it doesn't sound like it. Yesterday, I did use my last blood glucose strip. So I'm going to have to, I've had to order some more. And my glucometer is actually a bit out of date. And so it's hard to find the strips at a sensible price, but they'll be delivered Tuesday. We're going to do a few blood tests, little blood prick tests on him to see where he's at during the day at different various points in the day. And he has said that if I'm concerned about he's so trusting in me. I hope I'm doing the right thing. Please leave feedback if you think I'm not doing the right thing here. I know that not everyone looks at this, but I think at least between 50 and 100 people are going to look at this. If you have any opinions on this, positive or negative, please share. I'm open to any feedback as long as it's fair. That rhymes. I'm going to press pause for a moment and have a drink. So we're going to do some of that. And we've said that next weekend we're going to set him on a keto diet for a bit and see if that improves his different situations. His his acne is very painful. And he's really worried about the fact that he's now had 2 nights in a row where he was awake for ages. Which I believe, please correct me if I'm wrong, or if you've got any other suggestions, I think it's a bit of a blood sugar dysregulation problem. I think he possibly could be a little bit hyperglycemic in the day and a bit hypo in the night, setting off an adrenaline rush, waking him up, and he can't go to sleep for a couple of hours, which my mum had. I have dabbled with and now solved. And he's seen me dabble with it and solve it, by the way. So he knows that I'm the sort of person that will go to the nth degree to sort out a problem. And now he's saying he's suffering with it. It's earlier than me, but we are seeing this, aren't we? We are seeing people's bodies pack up earlier than what they're supposed to now. For the BDI amongst you, you'll notice I keep having to pause the video because I have a tickly throat. I know. See this? See my commitment to my journey and to you guys? Oh. I am powering through. I'm powering through this journey and making videos even when my throat is tickly. See that? That's a dedication, is what you need. Right. Let's continue with this misery. So yeah, I'm going to be doing some experiments on ketones. Because when I was in the garden yesterday grounding, I managed to get a 2.0 ketone reading on my ketone reading. I'm going to do further experimentation on that because I find it hard to believe that that's the difference. But hey, that would be a fun video to do, right? Hey, check out my ketone readings standing in the kitchen with shoes on, and check out my ketone readings out in the garden standing in chicken shit with my chickens. They're higher. Everyone get out the garden, quick, get your ketones up. That would be a funny experiment. Who knows how that's going to go. Okay, I'm going to pause the video again one more time, and then I'm going to tell you my last bit, and then we're going to cut this short because I'm still not 100% better despite everything I've tried. How ridiculous. Okay, 2 more things to talk about, and then I'm going to go. I've just spotted something on my dining table that I'd forgotten. At the very first day of term at my school, we were in an inset day, that's, in school training day, and no kids. And we were asked to fill in a heart-shaped piece of paper. And that was our hopes and dreams for the next coming academic year. And I'd completely forgotten I'd written this, okay? Now, they told us it was going to be confidential. Nobody read this, and I'm glad they didn't, because if a member of staff from my school had read this, they'd probably be all freaked out, like, oh, what's wrong with her? This is worrying, right? Let me read it to you so we can clear up what I'm talking about. This is what I wrote. Okay, this is my hopes for myself. I hope that I can finally be successful in early years and be settled. Tick. The next thing I wrote, though, I've just found it on the table, completely forgotten I'd written it. I hope that my health continues to improve to 100% so that I can be amazing. Oh, that's quite sweet what I wrote. I can be amazing and meet all the demands of the early years setting. I wrote that. This is back to front, so there's no point showing it to you, but I did write that. I just found it and I thought, I'm glad that it was anonymous, because people there would have thought, oh, what are her health problems? When we hired her, we didn't know she had some significant health problems, did you? Did you, Sandra? Did you know she had some significant health? No, she kept that one quiet, right? But what I was actually referring to was the fact that in the summer term, I was struggling to get off the floor. And the biggest health problem I had at that moment in time was that my plantar fasciitis was absolutely agony. Agony. If you're not even sure what plantar fasciitis was, I didn't even know what it was called until I had it. Sometimes we can have conditions and not even know what they're called until we have them, and we look into it and think, right, that's what that's called. A lot of people think it's not diet related as well. You get a lot of misinformation. But since doing 91 days of the carnivore diet, I have no pain in my feet from plantar fasciitis. I do still have a little bit in the back of my right heel where I had that injury where I was galloping around at Zumba. And that is not too bad, but it's a little bit tingly. But the plantar fasciitis, the injury that keeps you on your toes first thing in the morning because you can't put your heels down, that's gone. I can get up in the morning and I can put my feet straight on the ground. So I'm not walking around in the dark, bumping into things, tripping over and wobbling around the place because I'm on my tiptoes. If you've ever had plantar fasciitis, you'll know what that means. Go to the toilet in the night perhaps because you've also got an overactive bladder, because being unhealthy manifests in many different ways. So you're then in the toilet, you're still on tiptoes because it hurts so much to put your foot down, then you're tumbling over, possibly risking concussion by hitting your head on the bath. If you are someone who's had a weak bladder and plantar fasciitis, this story, you're now going, oh yes. I don't have the weak bladder or the plantar fasciitis now. I can get out of bed in the morning and I'm not in danger of injuring myself anymore. This is a big deal. And it also made me feel so old. I cannot believe how old you feel having plantar fasciitis. It makes you walk around like a cripple. You actually feel, it adds about 30, 40, 50 years to your life. It's horrible. Another pause in the video. I really want to talk about one last thing, and I've left this to the end because I know that it's only the people that truly care about my journey that will get to the end. I'm going to ask for your values today. What values do you have, and do you have a value of forgiveness? Now, I've put nothing wrong in the last 91 years. Can't wait to say that. But in 91 days, I have not put a foot wrong. This is the cleanest stretch ever, and I am absolutely finished. But in the past, I've told, some people might call it a little white lie, and some people might call it a big black lie. But I need to clear it up, because if I don't clear it up, I can't move on with my journey and feel completely and utterly happy. So back in 2016, I had a long journey. Now, I believe it was around about 5.5 months long. Okay, it was about 5.5 months long. And in the middle of that 5.5 months, I had one wobbly day at around 3 months. I haven't talked about this before, and the reason is, and I will talk about this again, the reason is because I just didn't want people to attack me. I didn't want the purists and the ultra strict and the ultra confident and the ultra intimidating carnivores to come after me. So I decided that the easiest way to not be attacked, the apology is coming. And if I lose subscribers over this, I'm okay with that, because then at least I know that moving forwards, we're all in the same journey together with absolutely nothing that's not been said. So for the last year, I've been saying, well, my longest stretch was 6 months. To be fair, I don't actually know the exact time I started it and the exact time I finished it, but I do know, I can tell you, that I believe it to be slightly less than 6. I don't think I got to the full 180 days. It was a bit less. So I stretched it out to 6 months just for ease, okay? And in the middle of that stretch, there was one wobbly day where I had something, I regretted it, continued. And because it was so insignificant and I still felt like I was doing so well, I decided to forgive myself and move on. The reason I'm saying this now is because I can honestly say that this stretch, right this second, right this moment in my life, is my best. And when I say it's my best, wow, do I mean it. I'm at my personal best carnivore stretch right now. Therefore, I need to make sure you guys know the real truth about 2016. In 2016, my stretch was probably around 5.5 months. I rounded it up to 6 just to stop being attacked. And there was one day in the middle where I had a little, I don't even know what it was. It's such a long time ago, but I do know that there was one moment at the 3-month point where I had something. Maybe it was a social event. Maybe, I don't know. But the guilt and the regret was instant. I went straight back to carnivore and carried on. And then later on, and I'll tell you about that in a later video, why that stretch stopped, because I can still remember the end point and how it ended. I'm not going to talk about it today because my throat hurts. No, it's not hurting, it's just occasionally tickling, and so I need to get this finished. But it's been eating me up, knowing that I've been going around telling people that it was 6 months when it was more likely 5.5. It could have been 5 months and 3 weeks for all I can remember. But I know I hadn't quite reached 6, but I just said it was to stop being attacked. At this moment, I want to apologise for that. I sincerely apologise for that lie, because some of you will say, it's nothing, don't worry about it. Others of you will say it's a white lie. Others of you will say it's a black lie. Others will just say it was just a slight exaggeration, don't worry about it. Others will say, I'm unsubscribing because I really thought she'd done 6 months and now we're finding out it's like 5.5 and I can't tolerate that and I'm going to unsubscribe. However your thoughts are on this, you have my sincere apology. I over-exaggerated for a self-preservation thing. It's important to me to say it because now I've said it. And I know that it's only the people that watch me regularly on a daily basis and that genuinely care about my journey moving forwards that are going to get to this bit. So there won't be any clickbait thumbnails, and that's not because I want people to know. It's just that I don't want 5,000 people turning up to this video and hearing this. It's negative. I only want the people that have followed me regularly and watch all my videos, that genuinely care about me and are cheering me on and have given me their energy and given me their support. It's only those people that I feel the need to know this. Because you are the people that would have been here months ago hearing the lie or the slight over-exaggeration or the self-preservation white lie, slight, whichever way you want to say it. And whichever way you want to put it, whether you think it's the worst thing that's come out of my mouth or it's just nothing, I apologise. I am sorry. I am sorry that I said it. I'm glad to say it because I've been wanting to say it for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and just can't get the words out. But now that I feel like I've got to 91 and now that I feel like this is my top #1 successful, cleanest stretch, and now that the switch has flipped into me going into the distance, way into the distance, I feel like I can now say it. So yeah, feedback on anything I've said. But if you do want to unsubscribe, that is completely respectable. But you don't really need to announce it. Just click unsubscribe and just go and watch the better channels where no one's ever lied to you. But I couldn't keep going with it. It's that expression. You know, I even was believing it myself. You know, once you hear a lie enough times and you start speaking a lie enough times, it becomes truth, right? And so it was just coming off my tongue flippantly to the point where even I believed it. So I've said it now. I'm glad I've said it, even if it means that some of you may not respect me anymore. But that's a risk I have to take moving forward because I now can continue with breaking my personal best of cleanness every single day when I wake up. Just by eating meat and then waking up the next day, I've beaten my personal best every day. And now I literally am. This stretch is now better than anything I've done before. Ever. So referring back to that video I did last year, which was me versus me, I did a video down by the lake that said, don't worry about what everyone else is doing. This is Sarah versus Sarah. This is me versus me. Am I doing better than I've ever done before? Yes. Is this a longer, cleaner stretch with more determination and more vigour? Yes, yes, yes. Good. And so we'll see you again on tomorrow for my new personal best of 92 days. I hope that something I've said makes sense. I'm sorry I've had to keep pressing pause, and I am sorry once again for my, let's call it a slight over-exaggeration for self-preservation purposes, but it still is still requiring an apology. So I am sorry about it. For those of you that come back tomorrow, see you on day 92, and hopefully my voice is back to normal and I haven't got to keep pressing pause and pressing pause. If you get any sun today, enjoy it, and thank you so much for listening, and let's do it. And let's get going. Take care. Bye.